Hi, this is King Bucho. Welcome to BDA Boxing, the boxing debate arena. So I just finished watching this ESPN Spanish interview with Canelo. His trainer Eddie Reynoso was also there, and David Feitelson, who's a reporter who heavily criticizes Canelo. Actually, Feitelson and Canelo had this tweet war, if you want to call it, when they went back and forth insulting each other. So it was kind of interesting having them both together there. So they talked about the rehydration clause, and they asked Eddie and Canelo, why didn't you mention that there was a rehydration clause, before the fight, right? And they were like, well, it was in the contract, so we couldn't talk about it. So that's basically their excuse. But why did you put in the contract? Who decided to put in the contract? And then they go, well, talking about rehydration clauses and catch weights, they're like, well, they said the only time we've used a rehydration clause was against Kovalev. But I think they had one versus Jacobs, but Jacobs didn't respect it, remember? Because Eddie Hearn paid the money. He paid the fine, basically. And then they went on to say, oh, well, at least we don't have... I'm not remember if they said at least, but he said, well, we don't have catch weights, which many boxers have used. Like Mayweather used it against me. He said Pacquiao used it. But then one of the reporters said, I think it was Feitelson, he said, well, just because some people did it in the past doesn't mean it's okay. Then Canelo said, well, that's how boxing is. I accepted a catch weight against Mayweather because I thought I could have a chance. And he said, like, it was the same thing with Kovalev. Why is Kovalev making excuses now? Like, he didn't have enough time to train. Andy Ruiz had only 40 days, and he took the fight and won. If he would have lost, would he have made excuses? So he's basically saying that, it is what it is. It is boxing. You accepted the fight. So now you have to take responsibility for it. They also talked about, apparently Canelo he's like, oh yeah, we were looking to fight Beterbiev, but he had a fight schedule, so that fight didn't materialize. They went on to also start discussing about, because Canelo, he was being accused of choosing his opponents. They claim he's waiting for Golovkin to get old so he can fight him. And then they also claim that he fought Kovalev because he saw the decline in Kovalev, obviously getting older and getting hurt against Alvarez and against Yard. And he went on to say, well, everyone chooses their opponents. That if you look at other boxers, elite boxers, well, they choose their opponents. So Canelo seems to always, he believes that everybody just pointing the finger at him as if he is the only one doing these things, but he says that everybody else does this. Everyone has done this and that in the past. So that's the way he rationalizes these things. Then they went on to have a discussion about pound for pounds. Feitelson, the guy who heavily criticizes Canelo, says that he has Crawford #1 in his pound for pound list, then Lomachenko and Canelo. So then they started debating each other, and then Canelo went on to ask Feitelson, well, what are your criteria for pound? And he said, well, skills. And then Canelo said, well, no, it's about achievements. And I don't care if you have me #1, #2, whatever, but he said, I heavily disagree with you. You have to base your pound for pound list on which boxers have the best achievements. And so that was basically the whole interview. Okay guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care.